Woo! What's going on, people? It's Monday night, holiday edition. D&D time here on the Wiley Hobbit network of... I just have to laugh every time I say that because it's not a network. At any rate, we're going to play some D&D, so welcome. First out of my brain needs to be some brief solemnity. Here in the States, we're celebrating an important holiday to me anyway. It's important to a lot of folks, not to everybody. But for anybody out here who's got anybody they may have lost in military service for the U.S., would like to extend our condolences and our love and hobbit hugs on Memorial Day. Super important to me to always remember to recognize and thank our veterans, but especially on the day when we remember those that we've lost. It's a big deal. So I can't bring myself to say Happy Memorial Day. It's not Christmas or New Year's. I don't know, but just know that you're thought about and cared about an awful lot. So wanted to kick off with that. So welcome. We're going to play 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons Mysteries in the Dalelands. Is that, yeah, that's tonight, right? Monday? It doesn't even seem like Monday because I didn't have to work today. So
That's beautiful.
it was nice. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I did.
Wish that were me.
I did 2 days of mostly nothing. Yeah. It's okay. After the busy week last week, I was due for a couple of days of nothing. I'm not sure my wife would agree, but here we are. All right. So let's go around the horn here and meet our wonderful players. We'll start with our ladies first, as always. Ronvin.
Hey, I'm Vivesha. I'm playing Ronvin. She is our Azamar artificer. One still doesn't know that she's an Azamar because Fragile hasn't said nothing yet. It will be interesting. And what? Huh? Don't know what we're talking about. Yeah, it's totally Al messing with her. And she's halfway looking forward to going home and halfway gonna miss all the cool stuff she found here.
All right. Awesome. Calavera.
Hello. I am Paige. I am playing Galavera tonight. She is a Fire Ganassi Grave Domain cleric who has come along on this big adventure. Just kind of joined the crew, and man, she's been having a time.
That's one way of putting it. A
A
time.
single time.
For Geely.
Oh, well, I am Fragile Giancasti. I am the favorite daughter of the Raven Queen, and I've really enjoyed my time down here in the Enclave. It was kind of a flip of a coin. I'd rather not to go back to Dagger Falls, but I feel like there's some business left undone there, so away we'll go.
There does seem to be a bit of that. Yes, indeed. Okay, Rue Shahar.
Hey everyone, I'm Andrew, aka Fellowship of the Tables, and tonight I'm playing Rue Shahar, the group's changeling rogue, who is currently slightly chagrined after encounter with his deity, but is looking forward to getting back to Dagger Falls to check on certain people.
Certain people. Yes, certain people indeed. And last but certainly not least, Gears.
It's me. Hey, folks. I'm Dave. I'm playing Gears, the Warforged Battlemaster fighter.
Nice. All right, so last time, which I think was last Monday, wasn't it? We played. It was mostly a kind of a shopping, one of those shopping sessions. The party is in a place called Deep Delvers Enclave. They've been here for probably about 3 weeks of game time. I've looked, and I think we've spent more episodes. In fact, I know we have. We spent more episodes in Mystara, that's the world we're on right now, than we have in the Dalelands. But their time here is coming to a conclusion. They had to wrap up some business. For their purpose for coming was fulfilled last session. They managed to broker a deal with a local antiquities dealer named Ion of Vayer, who also happens to be a Rakshasa. They managed to sell under contract which is important for a being from the closest plane of the Hells, Avernus, because he has to honor that contract. That's just the currency there. And the terms were some nice shiny golds, and he would agree that that dagger would never leave the plane of Avernus again. And so they executed the contract, one copy in Infernal, one in Common, all signatures witnessed by Odra Windvane, the local sage in Deep Delvers Enclave. And so they got that wrapped up. Rue had sold a bunch of the weapons that he brought from Dagger Falls in hopes of establishing a trade arrangement between home, which is back in the Dalelands, and Deep Delvers Enclave here on Mystara was one of the missions also that the group was charged with. So he's managed to transact, sell some Dale-made weapons at a nice profit, I understand. I think, what did we come up with, about 22, 23% gross profit?
Something like that.
Yeah, made a little bit of coin. And then there was some errands that needed to be accomplished. Ronvin purchased a couple of little kind of tins of what we call, I guess, dark vision ointment, Ronvin. Something you can kind of wipe under your eyes, and it would give you 8 hours of dark vision per the spell. Gears did inquire about some adamantium plates for armor, ended up purchasing a full kind of a plain suit of plate mail armor, but no less functional. And so went through the transformation of doffing his chainmail suit, which is quite a process for a Warforged because all that's incorporated into the very workings and mechanicry of said Warforged. So it was a pretty cool bit of engineering and descriptions we got as we saw Gears go from chainmail to plate mail. And then Fragile managed to get her tattoo from Raoul Cheeky Lightning, the orange tabby tabaxi tattoo artist. Excuse me, here in the Enclave. And what a tattoo it is. It's a depiction of her battle with a mind flayer that they encountered deep, deep in the tunnels of Blackclaw Mountain, deep within the Grendel route. She actually had quite a little stabby stab, kind of a one-round kill. And so to commemorate that, she got a tattoo that features elements of each of the party members, which was pretty neat. It's like a storytelling tattoo, but it's special. It has a special tattoo needle that she just kind of holds there on the tattoo on her back of her shoulder there, and it absorbs in and becomes a magical tattoo that can aid her in combat. So that was pretty cool. It's a tribute to her patron, the Raven Queen, and the party, and the demise of one very, very sad Illithid. And so we find ourselves, and by ourselves I mean the Company of the Iron Phoenix, which I believe is the name given the party when they chartered back in Dagger Falls. They find themselves at a decision point, and by vote, by discussion, they've decided to, at least mostly, have decided to head to Dagger Falls. And it is in the, I would assume you probably are all maybe in the downstairs space of the Raven's Claw Inn. I think, I'm trying to remember where we cut off last time. I think it might have been at the start of another long rest. We'll go with that. And so we'll open it there. We'll have you all kind of coming down and getting ready to start what should be your final day in the Enclave.
Fragile's gonna come downstairs. She's gonna have everything packed in her backpack. Like she's ready to go. So she's just gonna come downstairs and be like, let's get a good meal and figure out how we gonna do this. She's looking around. Are anybody else down there yet?
Galavera's already down there. She's always been like the first one down.
Yeah, I'd say Al is down there as well, probably kind of making notes as he does, as he's known to do.
Well, if we're planning on having travel, we have travel back. We just don't have travel back and forth if that's something that we want. So we should probably see. We had someone to talk to about that, right? I think.
Allie, didn't you want to go see your girlfriend?
She's not my girlfriend, but yes, I'd like to speak with Odra about. Rue is looking into attempting to establish some sort of means of travel between here and Faerun. And she said she would let us know. So yes, we should speak with Odra.
Okay, well, she's gonna order some breakfast. And just waiting around until Al's ready to go.
Okay. As is customary at the Raven's Claw, there is what you would probably compare to our own continental breakfast, right? Some fruit, some breads, some spreads for said breads. There's
waffle maker,
milk, and some juices, stuff like that. Yeah, it's kind of like Residence Inn breakfast. Just something light that'll get you going.
Runvin will, probably be like, oh, yeah, with her stuff, hair all the directions, just plop down next to Fragile and be like, "Hi."
Al kind of
good morning.
Look at you. Good morning.
We'll have to see if it's good or not. Okay, I get some tea.
Yes, the tea here is good. It is a little early.
You and your tea.
Lots of sugar and no milk. And she gives like Al that look that's like, fuck with my tea again. That is how she gets her caffeine in the morning.
Rue will come down and sit at the table.
Good morning.
We're ready to get back to civilization today.
I think this still counts as civilization, I believe.
I agree. I like these people.
I do too. It wasn't intended to be an insult.
Well, of course, it's nice here.
But a little sunshine and cupcakes would be nice.
Yeah, you all haven't seen the sun in the 3 weeks that you've been here because, of course, you're in a rather expansive cavern under a mountain. Yeah. Absolutely.
Do you think that the sun is the same over here? Like most things that we've seen, I mean, I suppose are probably underground, back in the other plane would look like this. But do you think that like above here is the same?
You think this one doesn't have a sun?
I mean, I feel like they. No. No.
Maybe we're on the inside and there's no outside? All right, this is giving me a headache. No.
We could ask someone. No, there has to be a sun. Yeah, there is.
Really just whistling, humming a little ditty while you guys are having a conversation.
Shall we go check in with Dalelands, let him know that we're getting ready to head out?
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea. There's nothing else for you to do around here, yeah?
I think we accomplished everything we set out to accomplish here.
I mean, and we're gonna always come back
Hopefully.
with a little, with a little something. I mean, you know, we might have to talk to him and, you know, convince him, but
Unless you can find out an easier way to travel back and forth.
yeah, yeah. Well, Odra would know. I mean, she would be the most motivated, let's say.
So Gears comes down with what looks like an extra bag and approaches the table and sets it down with a large sort of metallic rattle. You've noticed that they're dressed in a completely different manner now, with uh, more plating and breastplate and that sort of thing, rather than the more textured exterior they had before. Gears reaches down and hands Ronvin the gem that was embedded on their chainmail.
Yeah, we gotta fix that. Did you want it in a different spot this time? You pick where the shiny goes.
Perhaps beside my disc, indicating the disc on their chest that you've seen them use to spin things up or heal.
Yeah.
Using the fighter mechanisms.
So yeah, you just see her flipping out like twirls on the table. All right, we'll get this done in about 10 minutes. Tea. And she's like getting it ready to implement it again. And it's still, if I remember right, +1 AC, right?
That's the one. Thank you. Where will we go after this? Once we return to Dagger Falls.
Well, we have to report back to Lord Cormero and see if anything interesting has happened while we were gone. Find out whether Reverend Titus was successful in driving away creatures that were summoned there.
Yeah, we got to check on Clover. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then, well, maybe if we have time and we don't have to rush off on our next adventure straight away, you know, we can travel a couple days and I can, you know, show you my hometown and introduce you to my family. Take a little R&R.
I'm always for a little R&R, but we do need to check in on Clover and Cinnamon.
Right, so are we going to see Odra or Balon first? You want to check in with, we want to go to Odra first and figure out if we can get, you know, like a portal or a spell going before we talk to Balon, you know.
I think that's a pretty good idea because it may take her a while to get the stuff together to do it.
Yeah. All right.
So, sorry. Sounds like you all are going to head to Odra's, the library. Alrighty. Yeah, so you can wrap things up at the Raven's Claw Inn. Finish your breakfast. And off you go. And of course, the library is just across the walkway there, across the street, so it's not a very far. It's kind of diagonal left to the library, diagonal right to the Dragon's Fangs, where Balon holds audience and resides. So you find the library, there's lights on already. The door is unlocked.
Okay, well, Virgilia just opened the door.
Yep.
Yeah.
Runrun is just pushing Al up to the front. Like, go.
Okay. Yeah, so you enter. There's, you know, some sort of light source there on the ground floor. You can see light coming, from above as well, down the little metal spiral staircase. The stacks of books are, all over the place. It appears, though, that someone, you've been in here, this is what, your third time now? Yeah, roll me perception, anybody who wishes to.
I like rolling dice. 14.
I am totally on the wrong character. Nope.
The hazards
need
of
a level.
being in monthly games.
That's a natural 20 for 24.
Oh, you also got a natural 20.
Nice. So,
Oh no, 17.
Not 20 for 23. You got me beat there.
nice.
Yeah, I actually have proficiency in perception, which is the only reason why.
So, so Ronvin, Calavera, and Gears, you are confident that the order and volumes of these books have changed significantly. I think Calavera, is this your third time here now?
I might have tagged along like one.
I know you were here the first time because she
Yeah.
had the tea and all that. I think
don't
you
think this
actually, I think you went back to the Lucky Loot last time, yeah.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
but you're pretty confident that the books are not in the same order that you've seen them. Which seems weird because there's a lot of books, and some of the stacks aren't as high. There's definitely different volumes in there. It's as if somebody's been, looking at one hell of a shit ton load of books just in the last 24 hours. And you hear the familiar humming coming from somewhere. It's tough to say where. And then all at once, there she is in all of her glory, the proprietor of the library here in Deep Delvers Enclave, Odra Windvane, in her tribal tattooed self, in all her beauty and radiance, in her silvers and blues and whites, her Annie Lennox-like white hair, short spiked, triple earrings, long gloves. Oh, good morning. Good to see you. Welcome back. You look as if you're prepared for travel. Is today the day?
It's as much up to you as us, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm not getting you home. You have your own means, correct? Al
We
kind
do.
of nods. Yes, we have a way to get home.
We just wanted to check in before we left and see what your thoughts were on establishing two-way transportation or
No. But before we discuss permanent transportation, why is it so awkward that every time you people come in here, everybody looks at the wizard and then they look at me and then we all just hesitate and look at each other awkwardly? Why is that?
I do not understand either.
I do not know.
I just think you make a cute couple.
A cute couple of what?
Like you should be like holding hands and sharing a glass of wine together. Type of couple.
At this, L turns a couple shades of red darker.
Yeah, and Ronwin steps on
smiles.
Fragilely's toes like, that's not what we're here for.
At any rate, I just always thought it was cute. That's the right word, yes. So, now then, yes, let us sit. She's got a big work table that no longer is stacked with books, almost as if maybe she was expecting you, because there are, in fact, 7 chairs. Where yesterday there were stacks of books and barely a place for 3 people to see one another around the great work table. And she sits at the head of the table. So, I've been thinking a bit. We need to talk with Balan before we make any decisions, of course. Because you're talking about opening a transportation portal or something, permanent something, between 2 worlds. This is not insignificant, nor is it inexpensive. Yes. So Balan should be joining us soon. I saw you coming, and I sent my little bird.
So we're headed there next. So
Well, he'll be joining us. So, can I get you anything to drink or eat? I trust you've already had your breakfast.
We did.
Oh, I wouldn't mind a cup of coffee.
Ah, we could do this. Yes. Anyone else? Tea, perhaps? She smiles and winks at Ronvin.
Yes, please. Tea, sugar, no milk.
No milk. Yes, I recall.
And she again gives Al the stink eye, like.
She kind of elbows Al. No milk for the lady. And she hops up and disappears back into the stacks of books. You hear a bit of clinking of maybe spoons on saucers and cups and things, and she comes back out with, like saucer cup, saucer cup, saucer cup, 2 stacks. They're kind of wobbly, sets them down, a couple fall over, that sort of thing. And then she comes back with a, like a pitcher, what do they call it? A carafe of coffee. And then like a little stand and a pot of hot water. And there are some little, like, have you ever seen a tea ball? It's like a little screened little sphere that you can open and put the tea leaves in.
The
and
mesh,
close.
the mesh you
mesh
can
ball.
see
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, a little mesh tea steeper ball thing, yeah. So some of those, and she gets tea, and let's see, Ronvin, you'll have tea? Nothing for Gears, is that right?
No, thank you.
Yeah, it's fairly easy to please. Calavera, what about you?
Nothing for now. Perhaps later. So thank you.
Okay, very well. Rue?
Nothing for me. I'm okay.
And a coffee for Miss Fragile. She pours you a coffee, and she kind of pushes all the... There's honey, there's some scones on a plate, there's butter, jam. So just a little snacky snack with your tea and your coffee. There's cream if you wish. Al avails himself a nice cup of tea. Double tea steepers in there. He likes a strong cup, and he's already pouring milk in it. Just doing tea all wrong. You don't pour milk in while the tea's steeping, but Al, there he goes, pouring milk in with the... Yeah. So, Odra...
Jill is just...
what is it about this transportation? Al asks. She smiles. Well, as I've said, it's not an inexpensive arrangement, but a portal could be created. We could go that route, or we could use teleportation circle. It would take a long time, however, for a permanent. It takes a year to establish a permanent teleportation circle. But I have an idea. And she digs into one of the pockets of her long robes, kind of fiddling around, like, and then how you kind of looks at the ceiling. No, that's not, and then other pocket, fucking around. She pulls them out, sets them on the table, and it's 2 brown stones, pretty smooth. And Al's eyes light up immediately. He recognizes those as sending stones, and says just that. Oh, sending stones. Yes, I thought they would come in handy so we can communicate. But these have a... Because sending stones only actually work once per day for just one back and forth brief message. These actually have a longer duration. They have a full 60 minutes once per day. So you could communicate in more detail. So you take one. And she pushes it across the table in the direction of the party. And I will keep one. And so we can work back and forth to establish some sort of arrangement.
Do you know if these work transplanar at all?
Oh, they work quite well. And we are on the same plane, but they do work transplanar. That's a good question. The further you go out away from the more planes you put between them, the greater the chance of failure. But yes, they do work transplanar. Yes, that's a good question.
Okay.
As you're all sitting there, kind of sipping your beverage in Bluster's Balon. You hear the familiar shuffle, shuffle, funk, as he leans with quite a lot of weight on the gnarly staff. The old man with the bearded, long-haired dwarven likeness carved into the knobby head of this great wooden staff, and he, "Oh, good morning, friends. Yes, Odra, lovely as always. Good to see you." She hops up immediately and drags another chair over and pulls it up to the table. And he immediately plops down, and she pours him a cup of coffee. "So then, Odra tells me you wish to establish a permanent trade arrangement, which of course will require us to be able to communicate and move back and forth. Is this correct?"
Yes, that was our Lord's wish in sending us here. We're trying to follow up on that. I'm aware that it's not an easy task. I'm sure the motions towards the stone, I'm sure they will make it somewhat easier.
"Oh, these communicating stones there." He looks at Odra. She kind of nods. "That'll help. I assume, because, Odra here was telling me a little bit about this, and it sounds kind of expensive to have a permanent, what did she call that? A portal. Like a doorway. I mean, I don't know how all this works. I'm a warrior. Simple man now, of course, retired, but I don't begin to even imagine how these work and all of that, but I understand they do cost quite a lot to make them or create them or cast them or whatever.
I imagine some kind of arrangement could be made between Lord Cormero's funds and any funds you might have available to you here. You could split the burden.
Yes, typically the portal itself to create often 50,000 gold pieces. But perhaps if the right amount of trade could be established, it could pay for itself, I suppose, over time. I don't know. Perhaps a fee for use for merchants to travel. It could be worth doing. I could make it less expensive if perhaps we the less frequently it needs to be available for use, the less it would cost you to create. I could probably reduce the cost by half if we make it so that it only could be used once or twice a month. Could be something to think about.
And would that be something that could be adjusted then later on, should there be more need for travel back and forth? Or would that have to be a new circle entirely?
It's different types of portals, yes. Yeah. So if you wanted to have it to be a daily use, then it would have to be recreated as such. Another good question. You ask very good questions, dear.
I think I have a little bit of experience with arcane work.
I see that in you. It's nice. So then, something to talk about with your Lord Cornmeal, or whatever his name is. Yes, I would want to discuss things with the council and with Agora, with the chipped axes. You can't just open up some kind of doorway, and that seems unsafe to me. So we'd have to figure that all out. But
You're welcome to come back with us if you'd like, Balan. I'm sure that we could send you back once we got there.
Oh, I think I'd need a little bit more than I'm sure we could send you back. Would be unfortunate for us all, I think, if I were to get there and be unable to return.
That's fair.
But I would be most amenable to visiting once safe and safe means could be established.
Fair enough.
Yes, so I think you should talk about this with your people, your lord fellow there, and maybe send word through the stones. And we can work something
perfect.
out. But I'm excited about this. I think this could be something that would be very good for us, and I hope for you as well. I think there are a number
benefit both
of folks from here who would like to see your home and travel. So when do you plan to head back?
Soon.
Probably after this meeting. There's nothing further to get done here.
I see. Do you ever plan to return? Trade arrangements or no? Or is everything contingent upon the trading?
Well, it depends if we can find a way back. I mean, we definitely want to come back, but it will really depend on if we have the means to come back. If there's not going to be any trade, we'll have to see if we can convince somebody to send us, and then let us come back.
Well, you're certainly always welcome here. You've done us great service in your time here, and we are grateful.
You have a lovely community here. I would love to come back.
We like it here enough. It's dangerous. It's not for everyone. Many people complain of lack of sunlight or rainfall, the natural elements, but we like it enough. It whets our appetite
Also,
for
there
adventure.
is a sun.
Oh, yes.
There is
outside the mountain. Yes. Oh, yes. That's one of the things.
How far is it to get outside of the mountain?
Oh, it's a couple days hike. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there I can assure you there's sun, rain, snow, wind, hot and cold. Yes. It's quite nice. It's been many years since I've been out there. It's probably wouldn't be a bad idea to venture forth, but I just have no need. Everything I want for is right here. He kind of raises his coffee mug as if to suggest a toast. To home. It's good coffee, Odra. How long do you think it'll be before we hear from you on anything as far as once you get home and settled in or whatever?
Well, I imagine we'll be reporting in to Lord Cormero as soon as we get home. Probably just leave the sending stone with him so that he or one of his people can get back in touch with you and work directly on the arrangements.
Yes. Perhaps he might even pay us a visit. He and any retinue would be welcome here. Definitely. Oh, before I forget, he's got like an overcoat on, and he pulls a small paper sack. He sets it on the table. From Gundor. He bids you fond, what did he say? Adieu. I don't know what that is, but I guess it means goodbye.
I don't speak Orcish. What's French? This world has French. Ooh, fancy. It really is a different world.
You've not heard of French-speaking orcs?
Isn't that a fork?
Could be a fork, yes. Oh, Dave. Somebody mute that guy.
I think that's your job.
Oh, right. Very well.
Anyway.
Yeah, so he sets the bag and the table in front of you.
Cool. Rue, do you not want goods from this locale to take back?
Well, we have this, and he pats the big longsword on his back. We have the crystals that we scavenged from Violet Falls, and I don't know
Elon, what other uniquely deep
Didn't you pick
delvers
up,
enclave?
Weapons too? Trying to remember.
I mean, we
So?
sold
We
weapons.
sold weapon. We didn't buy weapon. And I know you got wine, right?
Yes, make sure that mushroom wine from the loot, make sure you get a barrel of that on your way out the door.
we can do that.
Yes, and you might stop by Jace Goldsmith, see if she has any little treasures or trinkets from the Grendel route here you might wish to take back, or just plan another visit. But don't forget these, and he opens the bag up. From Gundor.
Yeah, I'll open the bag and take a look at what's in there.
Yeah, it looks like sort of like cupcakes. But they don't have frosting on them, so maybe more like muffins. But they're wrapped little cakes. He doesn't make those very often, so I am eternally grateful to you for visiting and making an impression upon him, because I am a benefactor of his baking as well. And he kind of leans back and pats his stomach.
Are these like big old like hand size?
Oh yeah,
Miniature.
yeah. It's like a grocery bag, sort of. It's hard to understand where it was inside this guy's coat now that you're thinking about it, but there it is. Yeah.
Well,
Nice.
if this doesn't convince people that they should come here, then nothing will.
You should try them. They're wonderful.
We'll do so.
Well then, if there'll be nothing else, I guess I'll wish you a fond, whatever he said, also a farewell, I suppose. He stands up and starts to kind of clasp hands in kind of true dwarven fashion, kind of a good hearty hand, on your forearm, expecting you to grab his forearm, sort of a...
Sure.
Yeah, Fragile will hug him.
Oh! Fragile.
Grundor, you took such good care of us.
Well, I'm Balon, but Grundor, I'll send him the hug. Yeah, he will
You do that,
be pleased.
Balon.
Yes, I may
You should
not,
both
but
come
he
visit
will.
us.
I think I'd like to, if we can get this transportation business worked out.
You can come stay with us at the Dagger Reforged, or the place with the yummy cupcakes. And we can go fishing, if you enjoy fishing.
He kind of turns his head. Fishing.
Yeah, sit there and drink beer all day and wait for fish to bite a hook.
Why would they do this?
It's good.
Wait,
'Cause
people do
you put a little
that?
treat on it. Oh, heck yeah. How do you think we catch fish?
You must not be very good at it. Here we call that catching.
Oh. Oh,
Never
do you
really
use a
thought
line
about
and a
it.
hook?
Of course. Or a net.
Mm.
Just scoop them up and...
Well,
But, yes, it is nice to sit back and try to do it the hard way. Relax with a tankard. Or coffee.
3. Well, you will be missed, Balon.
As will you, friends. He comes over and shakes Rue's hand, and he shakes Al's hand, kind of claps Al on the back, and Al's kind of like, kind of slender. And he takes your hand, Ronvin, and looks at you in the eye and smiles, and then very awkwardly just kind of kisses the top of your hand. Calavera, the same.
No need for advice. Thank you, though.
And then he kind of claps Gears on the back, and then he's like,
Armor. Do you
nice armor. Very, very, kind of knocks on it with the old man.
Gears will pat him gently on the head.
He appreciates that.
It's like, they're there. Dig your teeth. They're there.
Good dwarf. All right, then. Very well. Please travel safely. Come back and see us. Bring us more of your cupcakes.
Consider it done.
Or better yet, the person who makes them. Bring them.
Not an awful idea. A little bit of traveling.
That's right. A little vacation. He ambles out of the library, and you are left there to chat with Odra and finish your tea and coffee and your scones. Where will you be departing from?
That's actually a good question, since I don't actually know what we have that gets us back, or if it was
We
just
have like a totem or something
we click
that
our-
Al's been holding on to.
Yeah, but because I don't really remember if it was just like use the totem or if we had to be in the same. Do we have to be in the same spot to go back?
Yeah, you guys got to go back down into Shadow Reach,
Oh crap!
and it's just a mile or so or two.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
we find our friends.
More phase spiders. Lovely.
But
But now we killed them all.
It's fun. Yes.
Well, we just gotta find
all
the
the
orcs.
phase spiders in Black Claw Mountain are now deceased. Yes.
That seems likely.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Totally fine.
What could possibly go wrong?
That's right.
You think there's no traps?
Mhm.
It will be fine.
It's totally fine.
I find that answer vague and unconvincing.
So, your business is concluded in the Enclave.
Aye.
Guess we'll stop by the tavern on our way out.
Yeah.
In our time here, have we noticed anything actually uniquely relevant or that would resonate with this area? Because I still feel like we haven't really picked up much to
The
take back.
the Grendel route.
Yeah, I'm not interested in taking a
we're looking for souvenirs.
Good luck hacking a piece of that off, by the way.
Well, after
Oh,
what
you
we
think
saw
I-
happening in Violet Falls, I'm not sure we want to hack.
I mean, you're
a piece of that
welcome
off.
to try.
Yeah, no.
It's mostly just different, subtle differences in clothing, and not always subtle, incredibly subtle. I mean, you saw a lot of different things in the bazaar. You saw things at Jace Gold Smiles artifacts. You saw, crazy cool stuff, of course, at Ion the Veyor. Ion's Curios, you're more than welcome to go visit there. Ronvin's dying to get back in there. And then you have, like the foods, the mushroom, this, that, and the other thing, the mushroom tea.
Mushroom beer.
Yeah, I don't know that we need to take a ton back. If we go back with the stories and
I mean,
Well,
does anyone write down the stories of the adventures and stuff? Because this is a very like this area is very focused on going on adventures and explorations.
They
If people write those down,
they love it here. They love adventures. They like, adventuring is a big deal. They consider themselves a kind of a shining beacon in the dark with their close friendships, their close dependence on one another. They also are incredibly like collaborative, uh, diverse, accepting, welcoming, which is very much not what you're accustomed to in many places in Faerun, sadly, right? It's not like that everywhere, but yeah. And they like to explore and learn things here. So those are kind of the main.
it could be something that if we can find like written books and records and stuff of some of the different explorations and adventures and stuff here, that could help drive people coming here because they might want to do their own adventuring, and that's, I mean, such an important part of this place. That might be something to look into rather than just the things that are made, maybe.
Are you having this conversation still in the library?
Yep.
I am, yes.
Yeah, so Odra's like, oh, I have just the thing then. I have a lovely tome. I've managed to piece together some history of the mountain, going back quite some time. I don't have all the details and all the information, but I go back. Oh, gosh. Well, mostly, probably 600 years. Give or take.
this will be perfect. Our Lord loves his books of history. He's a very learned man.
Roll perception, Rue.
Especially if the books are pretty.
Natural one.
Yeah, so you feel, after you don't notice anything for a second, you feel a sharp kick in your shin. And you look over and Al is side-eyeing you. Like, really? Yes, we would like to take this book with us. How much is it? She just pushes it across the table. It is a gift.
Thank you. I feel like something like that helps get the spirit across.
Yes, it will. It's a very good, thorough as it could be. Yes. So, well, I guess you'll be on your way then. You have to go back down into the... Where did you arrived, I understand? And Al just kind of nods.
Well, thank you, Odra. You've been a big help to us, and we appreciate it.
Yes, very well. She comes around and offers each of you a hug. Very, very pleasant, scholarly gal. Okay. So you're headed to the Lucky Loot then? Okay. Yeah. Let's see here. Al leans over to Gears as you're walking across to the loot. There is much more to her than meets the eye, I'm sure of it. Kind of strokes his chin. Yes. Curious one, that one.
Interesting observation.
And you make your way to the loot. Cloud Willowspur greets you. Hello! It's pretty quiet. It's early, obviously. They're cleaning and organizing. There's a few people in there seated at the bar talking quietly. Couple of tables having some breakfast. But it's mostly pretty quiet as you enter.
Good morning, Cloud. How are things?
Ah, they're well. Here we are well. Everyone is healthy. It's been a good week. You look like you're headed on another adventure, all with your gear and so forth.
Well, we are headed back home. We've completed our visit here.
Lovely. How nice. Well, we will miss you here. Will you be able to return?
We're hoping to. We're working on setting up more permanent travel and trade arrangements.
Oh, is that right? Well then, let me just you wait right there. And she quickly, before you even have a chance to respond, goes through the swingy double door things that are in every tavern ever, right? They kind of squeak and clap into each other a little bit. The varnish is worn off of them. She comes back out. First her head comes out, then her shoulders at about mid-height, and she's rolling a small keg. And then she kicks it, and it rolls straight through the break in the bar out to where you all are standing. There you are. Take a small keg of our mushroom wine.
Perfect.
On the house. Let's just say that maybe someone there will like it and come see where it came from.
I'm sure they will.
So when do you leave? Do you have time for a meal or anything? Or is there anything else I can get you?
We're just come from breakfast, so I think we're heading out.
All right. Well, you fine folks have a lovely trip home. Safe travels. I don't know what to say. I don't know how you're getting there, but yes.
Well, thank you for your hospitality.
Of course. That's what we do here. She kind of bows and smiles, and then you hear her husband yelling for her in the back, and she just kind of rolls her eyes like, well, duty calls. Safe travels. Hope to see you again. She waves and back through the slappy, clappy double doors. You know, kind of like those Dutch. You know, they don't touch the floor. Yeah. Sure, there's a.
Would you mind? We're kind of motions at the barrel.
Gears will pick it up. Their outlay of equipment is getting quite large, given that they're also toting a very large axe taken from a minotaur.
Yeah, you all have some interesting bits and things from here, as far as treasure and findings and the like. So you're going to make your way out of Deep Delvers and back down into the darkness of Shadow Reach, correct?
Yes.
Very well.
We shall reach into the shadows.
Okay.
Have we got money to pay for that toll again?
We shouldn't need it because they said that what we gave them last time should cover the next time too.
Oh, the Duergar. Yes.
Although
the Duergar.
our sword might also pay.
I'm sure they are dwarves of their word. Shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so you make your way southward along the footpath to the two towers, small, wooden towers that house the mercenaries, and they kind of nod. Farewell. Be safe out there. When will you return, just so we know when to look for you? And then you see one of them with like a quill and a something to hold his paper that he's probably making notes on.
Unknown.
Yeah,
What is your destination then?
They're going home.
Oh. Home is out there? Most people go out for a period of time and return. So we try to log that so that we can keep an eye out.
You talk to Dalelands. He knows the rest.
Very well then. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, very good.
Right. 5, actually.
Oh, okay.
I should be returning in a few hours.
Wait, what?
Very well.
I, we can talk about it a little further along the walk. We have places to be.
Yeah, it seems like it.
And they kind of pop their heads back into their stand, kind of shrug and, okay, back to work. And you have before you the stone pathway that leads into what, by all accounts, by your standards, the abyss of the darkness of the ruined city of Shadow Reach. And now is the ruined city of the magocracy of the Black Star, the 9 wizards who used to live in this vast cavern, who built the city. And if you recall, you're on the precipice of I want to say it was about 100-foot high promontory, and this path immediately starts to switch back as it descends back to the floor of the cavern into the darkness. Al looks at Ronvin and gets a smirk, and he fishes around in his robe and pulls out the little tin of the dark vision. And he's like, Rue? Yeah?
Rue pulls out a torch. I'm
Okay.
like,
More for me? And he stuffs it back in there. This is amazing. Thank you, Ronvin.
Well, I totally didn't give it to Al. I gave it to Rue, but that's okay.
Okay. Rue, can I borrow that dark vision stuff?
Because one was for Rue and one was for Gears, because Al can cast that spell.
Sorry.
He's like,
I goofed.
but that was totally what he would do. Try it out for a second.
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's for
Like
again.
angling in the pocket. Hey, let me borrow this.
All right, if everyone can see, we should get walking.
Yeah. It takes you about 15 minutes or so to walk the long switchbacks that take you back down to the down the 100 feet to the floor. It's just a sheer, rock wall that they've carved this pathway out of. But if you walk single file or even two abreast, it's comfortably doable.
Rue turns to Calavera, like as soon as they're out of hearing distance from the guards. Just looks at her.
Like, so what?
I don't think I'm going back to Dagger Falls. I mean, not ever, but I think I need to stay here.
Why?
It's good here. It's very good. I like it. The people, there's so many different people, and they're all so friendly. And I mean, I was walking around the other day on my own, and it has been such a long time since I've walked around on my own around other people, and everyone's friendly, and it feels good to be here, and I mean, yes, there isn't a sun down here, but I can go up and see it. I mean, he said only a few days hiking. I can do that. I've walked for days before, and it feels like it makes sense, and I can feel my God down here better than I could before, and I don't know if it's something about me or it's something about the place, but I don't want to risk losing that because it's something that makes sense. And there's a lot back in Dagger Falls that does not, that I don't think I want to go back to. And I think I want to stay here. I. It isn't like I have anything over there to stay for. I'm not tied to anything. So I could. And
Aside from us, but we're going to be coming back. Well, I guess it's good that you can't fall no more because I won't be there to catch you next time.
well, I was and she pulls like her bag over, and like now that she's drawing attention, you can see that it's a different bag. Like it's the same shape and size of her usual one, but it looks a little less raggedy. And she's kind of like holds it for a bit before like she holds out to the closest person, whoever it is. Which would probably be Rue actually, unless Rue has his hands too full.
He just has the torch. Yeah, he'll take it.
Inside are the tentacle rod, the circlet of the sun, 2 potions of healing, and a bunch of money. I was planning on handing this off later. I mean, I could still hold it while we walk down because it's a little heavy, but well, the rest of you could probably use it more than I could. I think they could use my help up there definitely with adventuring, and I can do healing and maybe do a little exploring too. There's so much here. I don't think I want to leave yet.
These are your spoils. You need them to stay here and adventure. Keep them.
Yep. Nobody wants that rod anyways. And she's just like, no, nobody wants that anyways.
It could be a good example of different spoils and items that you found here. A good example.
Gears just hefts the massive axe they've got. We have plenty. These are yours. Well earned. Well kept.
Yeah, Rumrun is going to take the pack from Rue, like, shoves it at you and is like, no, you keep it. You need it. You be safe. You better still be here when we come back.
But I'm not giving you everything that I have.
But we don't want it. We want you to be here when we come back. That's what we want.
Well, then you can give it back to me when you return then.
We're back at the completely normal thing. Runvin and Calavera bickering. No. Yes, no.
They are yours. Keep them.
I'll keep the rod and the circlet, but the rest I want you to take with you.
Keep the healing potions as well.
I got the healing potions for you. There's a good chance you're going to need them without me.
I'm good. Taps their chest.
She just gives them a look.
Virgilia's like, well, hell, if none of you guys are going to take a healing potion, I will. And she's going to give Calavera a hug and tell her thank you and tell her that, you know what, I understand. I can feel my mother down here much more clearly and powerfully than I ever could back on Farron.
It's nice. I still don't entirely understand them, but I think I should. I think I need to take the time to figure that out and to bring peace or whatever it is that they said that my job is.
And what cleric or any creature tied to something celestial, and Fragili's going to kind of eyeball Ronvin really quick. wouldn't want to live down here. I mean, you can feel your connection so deeply. But I feel like for some reason I might have unfinished business back home that it needs taken care of. So I am excited for you and your new adventure.
Thank you. It just makes sense.
Well, you better write it all down so that next time something comes through, you can send us all about it.
Well, since we apparently have some level of a system to talk with one another, I'm sure that Odra wouldn't mind me taking a stone every so often. Checking in. We should probably keep walking. Just it's a bit of a hike.
Rue just gives Calavera a look like a puppy that was just kicked
Oh no!
and turns and continues to walk.
And as a shapeshifter, you can actually change your eyes to look big and luminous and brown.
Horrifying.
Little floppy ears.
Oh my
Oh
god.
god, the Disney effect. No, I'm definitely not coming back.
This is Andrew manipulating Paige, not Rue manipulating Calavera. Same.
Yeah. Runman is definitely going all the way up front by herself, and she's not going to say much. Gonna be quiet.
Yeah, I guess we're making our way after all that.
Yep.
You're on mute, Scott.
So I am. I may have been crinkling a snacky bag,
Ooh.
and I did not want to disrupt the RP. I had to have a couple Oreos.
Nice.
Okay. So you strike out into the darkness, and it is just inky black. There's that familiar purplish, greenish glow of the enclave high on the promontory. You can see some of the sparkling, twinkling lights in the one large stalactite that it houses the rooms that you stayed in at the Raven's Claw Inn. You can hear, every now and then you think you might hear some conversation or the lute music wafting out into the darkness as you put it, the enclave behind you. And if you recall, it's several hours march back southward into the ruins, but it was kind of down a main thoroughfare sort of feeling, and again, it's dark. Everyone with dark vision is seeing things very much, think almost like a Call of Duty post-apocalyptic, caved-in stone buildings, rotted wooden, facades, broken everything. Whatever the whatever the road is made of is all broken up, pitted, and it's just dark and very shadowy as you make your way, picking your way through the debris and the rubble of the ruined city. Most of the buildings you can see along the way look like maybe you're in a bit of a commercial, like they were probably not like housing, more like shops or storage buildings or barracks even. Hard telling, but a lot of blind corners. In some places, the boulevard narrows to a regular kind of a street. There's no boulevard separating the kind of two lanes of traffic, if you will. And it's very, very quiet for the first couple of hours as you make your way. I don't know if you have any chit-chatting or anything you'd like to do, but feel free.
So I'm going to walk up next to Rondon and kind of in a low voice. So, who's your mother or your father?
Well,
Your real mother or father.
my dad is in the forge. Yeah, he's a leather worker. My mom died when I was young. And then there's my uncle, the dwarf. That's as much family as I got.
You haven't figured out who your connection is yet, have you?
My connection.
Yeah.
Uh, my connection to what?
Do you remember when my wings came out when we were in that fight?
I was not really paying attention. Sorry. You have wings too? I'm
That's
messing with you
yeah,
too?
that means that some kind of divine has touched you. The Raven Queen literally is my mother. She sent a messenger down so that I could be born. Part of her is inside of me. Do you remember when you got your wings and your eyes got all shiny?
I couldn't see my eyes. I know that there were wings because that was
Yeah,
creepy.
your eyes. Yeah, well, that's your connection to whoever your mother or father is.
I mean, my mom's dead. My dad's in the Dalelands. And the only thing that gets even close to is the weird lady in my dreams. But
Oh.
but that still doesn't mean that
Oh.
my mom is not my mom and my dad's not my dad.
No, but there's a higher power in you that is also your parent. At least I've always viewed her as my parent. You said it's a lady that you see in your dreams?
Yeah.
What does she look like?
Well, she's kind of blonde. Young.
Okay. So she's
She talks a lot. And I can only remember half of the things she said. And her name starts with an S.
her name starts with an S?
Yes. And she's like digging in her brain because she's like, this came out of nowhere. Because she in her mind is all still about Calavera leaving. And then he comes over here and it's like, oh, by the way, your mommy is not your mommy and your daddy is not your daddy.
Well, they are, but they're just part of it.
Right. I think I wrote that down somewhere. Where was the name?
I've always liked to think that I'm a person with a living spark of my goddess in me.
Check Zoom, Vivi.
Yes, because it's an S, and I know it's in here somewhere. Seraphine. Yeah, probably. So it was something with an S, and I know I wrote it down somewhere. So, actually got a name, a picture of her too, for you guys if I can find it. But yeah, no, I still don't really understand. My mom's dead. She's not a god.
No, you have a physical parent, a physical mom, and a physical dad, just like I did. But you're also powered by a spark from your goddess. She's inside of you and part of you.
Okay. She's just looking at you like you're kind of nuts. Okay. That will take me a second to think about it. So you're saying that the lady in my dreams is something otherworldly?
You've heard of the gods and goddesses, right?
Yes.
Well, one of them has put a little spark of themselves inside of you, making you just slightly on and she's going to start speaking in Celestial, the Celestial side, which is why it probably seems natural for you to speak our language.
And she's like, and why do I understand you? She doesn't even realize she's talking to Celestia too. Like, what is this?
It's the language of the gods.
What gods?
Nobody.
There's a whole bunch of gods, and not all of them are nice.
Well, this is true, but there's also a whole bunch of people, and they're not all nice. But there's some very, very lovely people that are fun to hang out with and eat cupcakes with, and go horseback riding with, and kill bad guys with.
Oh, okay. And she's like, just kind of like, right, can I have a little bit to think about this? Right now, it's like,
Yeah. You should start really focusing when you have those visions on trying to talk back to the lady in the dreams.
okay, I never did that before.
I bet you she's just been waiting for you to communicate back with her.
Huh. That's interesting. Well, I guess I'll have to do that next time. This is not working. Okay. And she's just shaking her head, and she's like, "What? Thanks for talking to me." And she's gonna just like walk a little faster, like, "Okay, this is all a little crazy."
Fragilia's just gonna shrug her shoulders, and she's gonna start singing something kind of upbeatish, kind of jiggish, as we wander down through the Underdark.
Definitely got her good and distracted now.
So Fragilia's just gonna sing the rest of the way. If anybody else has some discussions to have.
Nice. Big episode. Well, you're trying to discover whether or not you have any discussions to have. I'm going to invite each of you to make a dex save.
Oh, nice. Dex.
Yeah, I got a 7.
It's an 11.
It's 17.
10.
What'd you get?
Was very distracted. 10.
10, okay. Gears, how did you do?
Lucky 13.
13? Okay, so, and for Geely, what did you say you got?
17.
Okay. So, Rue, Calavera, and Ronvin all begin to be outlined in this very, very dark, bluish violet flickering light, like they're outlining their form. You're kind of like, right? And you see where the group is. If there's a rock on the ground, it too is outlined. It's just very creepy and disconcerting. Al's like, fairy fire. Something's here. And something is in fact here.
Take cover.
Ronvin, does an 11 hit you as an arrow comes from behind you and above you?
Nope.
How about no? Still no? Damn. I thought maybe something changed in that millisecond.
Nope.
Calavera, how about
18.
How about a
Heavy
nice.
armor.
How about
Remember?
a 12? Does a 12 hit you as an arrow whizzes at you?
Oh, that's gonna be meets beats. Ouch.
Oh, good. How nice. Meets beats.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be 7 piercing and 7 poison. You're not
Oh.
poisoned, but when this arrow thumps into your chest or into your shoulder, almost takes you off your feet because it's,
Oh,
like
that.
a little bit surprising. First you start to glow, and then pew,
No, like Caliber like stumbles
yeah.
hard like that.
And then you feel, besides the dull thud and cut of that arrow, you feel this burning sensation go down your back and down the arm closest to the shoulder where the arrow lodged. Rue, I have rolled 6s. Isn't that wild? Straight 6s.
That's
How about a
okay, Bob.
12? Does a 12 hit? No? Okay, so with advantage, I got 1 hit on 3 people. Cool. Okay, so you are now in Fairy Fire. Coming from the sides and above, kind of 2 on each side, is this thick, viscous, like ropey, ropey stickiness comes flying down on you. Gears. Does a 17 hit?
No.
Fragile. Does a 20, dirty 20 hit?
I'm deciding if it does or not. It does not. Fragili's going to throw up a shield spell.
Awesome.
Okay, so you were literally deciding. Nice. What was that I just heard? Something exciting happened. Hey, Bits! What's up, Sorrow's Tale? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you over there in the UK. So you did not get hit by the web. You shielded. What does it look like when Fragile casts shield?
She just puts her hand up in quickly because it's such a quick reaction,
Yeah.
and just a slight glow of force
Nice.
surrounds her and protects her from incoming damage.
Cool. Rue, does 19 hit?
Yes.
Okay, you are restrained.
Okay.
And then 23, Ronvin?
Sadly, yes.
Okay, you are restrained by webbing. As strands of web come down from your flanks, from atop buildings, and you begin to see shadows moving up there. Let us roll initiative, shall we?
We got +2.
Okay.
20. Dirty 20.
Okay, let me get my dudes here as well. Whoops. Okay, 25 to 20.
21.
Natural
20.
20 plus 3 is 23.
So
30, 20 for me also.
Gears,
Heck, oh, look at-
21.
Holy mama.
Fragili's 21. Is that what you said? Fragile?
Yes. Sorry.
And then I got Ronvin and Rue at dirty 20s, right?
Yep.
Rue, what's your dex? Ronvin, what's your dex?
+4.
Yeah, it's not plus. Yeah,
Okay.
+4.
Oh. Roll 6-siders.
4.
Free.
Okay, so I'll put Rue ahead of Ronvin.
What did Al get?
I'm working on it. I got lots of things happening here.
Oh, like there's already 4 of us over 20.
Al,
How often?
Al will be acting sometime next week. Based on the one I just rolled. Calavera, how did you do?
Here I was sitting here. I was so proud that I got 13, and then all of yous decided,
20 plus.
but what if we went first? I went, understandable. Have a nice day.
It's like, well, you got
All right.
hurt.
So you see
no,
shadows above the party scuttling towards the party, rather large. And again, it's all in the dark, dark grays and blacks of dark vision. But You've seen these before, and you're confident that these are really big ass spiders, like coming at you. And thanks for
Did
the.
Rogue drop his torch, or has he still got his torch?
I'd say he probably still has his torch.
That's always good.
Yeah.
Spiders don't like fire.
So
These spiders look like the face spiders that we fought before.
they do not. They do not. They're very dark. They're just big honking spiders. Okay, so let us go down the order then. Gears, you are up first. You probably saw and heard. I'm guessing Calavera maybe squeaked or groaned or something. She definitely stumbled forward from the force of the arrow blow. So if you happen to look over in her direction, you would see that she has a black arrow protruding from her shoulder. And she's bleeding from a wound.
Directionally, do I see anyone to hit nearby?
It would have come from behind you. The arrow that hit her. The webs came in from the sides. The arrows that two of them flew through the party and missed people, and one of them hit Calavera. And they came from behind and above.
Right. Do they look like the arrows that the drow were using when we first got here? There's that one guy who's being really annoying.
No, they do not.
Okay. Gears will do a 180 then and charge off in the direction where the arrows came from.
Okay, roll perception for me.
Perception. That is a 16.
Okay. Yeah, you just, you see the rooftops. You're just kind of quickly scanning. It's hard to tell, and it doesn't look like you see anything moving or the shape of anything, on a rooftop and a window as you turn around and look for a target. All you see are four large spiders, two on each side, kind of ascending toward the edge of their rooftops, looking like they're going to come eat you. By you, I mean you, plural, the group.
The group. I will use my attack action then, to fire off the shoulder bow at them.
Okay.
And that's the wrong dice. What am I doing here? So that is +7.
See who's glowing here. Rue, Ronvin, and Calavera.
21.
So you're firing at a spider?
Yeah.
With your bow, 21? Okay.
And clear that. So that is a D8 +4.
Are you firing on the right side or the left side as you look forward?
The right side.
Okay.
It's a total of 10 points of damage.
Okay.
How many times around? Like, can I fire it once per attack action?
Yeah, you get 2 attacks, so you'd be able to fire twice.
Oh, good. Then I'll fire a second time at the same target.
Very good.
That's disgusting. That's 19 plus 7 is 26.
Yeah, that's disgusting. That's a good hit.
And that's 7 plus 4 is 11 damage.
11. Same one?
Same one, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you couple of crossbow bolts, and you hear him hit that flabby arachnid thorax. And it just keeps advancing. But you definitely look like you've got its attention.
Good. I also have the axe out.
Very well. Okay, anything else, Gears?
That I'm going to be keeping an eye out for whoever the sniper is, and I'm going to hold ground.
Very well. Miss Fragile, it is your turn.
How far away did you say the spiders were?
You're probably about 10, 15 feet from the faces of the buildings, and they're up 10 feet and maybe back about 10 feet. So let's just say on a straight line about 20, 25 feet.
But I'd have to climb up to get there.
If you're going to hit them with a hand-to-hand weapon, you would have to climb up there. They do appear to be coming toward you, and one has just been hit. One of the ones on the right has just been hit by Gears.
I'm going to bonus action and spirit shroud myself. You will see my flock of wispy ravens surround me, and I am going to fire off 2 Eldritch Blast
Pew
as
pew.
my action at the one that's already been hit.
Very well.
So I have a crit and a 15.
Crit hits, of course. So max damage plus roll your die, and add that to it, and then the 15 hits as well.
Okay.
And I'm gonna spare you the mathing. You definitely killed it. So what does it look like when you fire your Eldritch Blast shots at this wounded spider?
Yeah, it looks like the actual ravens around me kind of are part of the beam that gets shot out,
Oh, cool.
and both of them smash straight into the face of this thing, blasting it backwards up onto the top of the roof so we can no longer see it.
Yeah. Yeah, just you see its legs curl like they do when you kill a spider. And the other one continues moving forward. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn for Geely?
No, that's all I can do.
Okay. Rue, you and your torch are nicely illuminating the area with the fairy fire that has been cast upon you. The torch, however, is a tad warm as you're kind of wrapped in spider webs, and so the torch isn't all that far from your body. Certainly not as far as you'd like. What would you like to do on your turn as you are restrained?
I would like to twist the torch and try to use it to burn away the webbing that is stuck to me.
Okay. Make an attack roll to hit the webbing.
So
You're basically trying to get that webbing to catch, get the fire on it.
I'm guessing I'm not proficient with this, so just add my dex.
Yeah, I would make a straight D20 roll. I think you're smart enough to know you probably don't want to club yourself to death with the torch, therefore removing any strength bonus, and it's not ranged, so you wouldn't get a dex bonus. So give me a straight D20.
Okay, well, it's only 5 then.
Okay, that is not going to get it done. Yeah, the problem is you're kind of wrapped and you're like trying to get this torch on the webbing, right? You can't really swing with any strength, and it's not a ranged weapon, so you wouldn't have a dex bonus.
Okay.
And even with a +2, that wouldn't be enough. Anything else you'd like to attempt?
I guess not.
Okay. Following Rue is Ronvin.
With since I was in the front, and with my 21 passive perception, did I see in which direction where who shot the arrow? Could I see that?
You would have to turn around to see that. It came from behind you.
From behind us.
But it was concealed and in the dark and above you. And the only indication you had of it there was the thunk of the arrow into Calavera and the other two zooming over you. You could certainly roll perception and see what you get if you wish. But you don't see anything back there. And you're restrained, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's more like crying as a free action as is yelling. 22.
Crying, turning, looking. Yeah. You can move. You're just...
Yeah. That was a 22 and freaking fireworks.
Yeah, so any attack rolls against you have advantage. Your attack rolls have disadvantage. Okay, 22. It's just dark and shadowy. You don't really see anything.
Yeah.
Back there.
I want to try and use my dagger and see if I can cut myself free.
Yes, you can do one of two things. You can try to attack it, to cut it, or you can try a strength check to burst it.
Okay.
What's your strength?
Yeah, +1.
So what's that, 11, 12?
Yeah, it's an 11.
Yeah, it feels pretty firm. It's like...
Yeah, I might want
There's a
to
little
try
give.
and cut it.
But you might do better trying to cut it.
Right.
You would have disadvantage on your attempt to attack the web. It's basically treated as an attack roll, kind of like what
Okay, so
Rue
you
was trying
want
to do.
me? Is that with my Constitution, whatever that goes. I have a +6 on the normal dagger roll, or just a
Well,
plain
you get
20?
your
Bonus.
what do you call it? Proficiency.
Yes.
But I'm going to say that you wouldn't get your strength because you're restrained. Right? So I'm just picturing you like trying to get your dagger out and then just trying to slice through. So leverage and all, we'll give you your proficiency, and you have to roll at disadvantage.
Okay, the proficiency is 3, 2?
Probably 3 at level 5.
Alright. Okay, so at disadvantage, +3.
We also have advantages each, so if you wanted to burn one.
Yeah,
Okay.
you all have advantages probably stacked up on your character sheet somewhere from donations and the like.
Well, that is a 13 on the lower end.
That you feel your sharp blade begin to cut and loosen the webbing.
Okay. Would a +2 have gotten me free?
What's your damage?
And the damage is volity. Come on, D&D Beyond. The damage is 5.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to tear through. It's a bit of a hassle, a bit of a hack, but you managed to free yourself. Now you got webbing stuck to you. I mean, this stuff is like super sticky Gorilla Tape or whatever. You know, it's just
She wants to save that anyways. She still has some of the other stuff left. Remember, we used that to fix shit.
Yes. Guessing you guys are not going to miss giant spiders when you leave here.
No.
Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
So the spiders are in front of us, but the person who shot was behind us.
Spiders are to your sides. One is already down on the right. There's one on the right, 2 on the left. And whatever the arrows came from is from behind you.
Okay. I want to move back closer to Calavera.
Okay. Are you facing the rear when you do this?
Well, I want to make sure if the way I'm standing, I want to be facing the spiders and have like the direction of where the arrow comes to my right.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. You may do that. So you're keeping an eye on the 2 spiders that are on the left, and by doing that, out of your it'd be your left peripheral vision, you would see anything back there. Should there be anything to be seen?
Yes.
And you are currently glowing,
Yes.
also, which is very shiny and nice.
Sadly, I cannot do anything else. I don't have any bonus
Most
actions.
helpful. Yes, well, in that case, as you stand there trying to see what is amiss with your friend Calavera, an arrow comes at you. How about this time a dirty 20? Is that going to hit you, Ronman?
How about what we're doing is as a reaction, I cast shield,
Okay.
which makes my armor 23.
So dirty
Until-
20 does not hit.
Nope.
Okay.
Not until my next turn.
Cool.
At
What
the end
does
of
it?
my next turn?
What does it look like when you cast shield?
Right. So it's basically, when it comes, her arm comes up where she has her gem, and it's like a greenish glow will shoot out, greenish bluish like a teal,
Yeah.
and it's just like a force shield, like she's holding up a shield from
Yeah,
her
it's
gem.
almost like a glare, almost like a bright, radiant.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of lights up the area, which is really nice. Okay, yeah, so you see this green shimmering light back there, especially you, Calavera, right in front of you, as an arrow hits it and tings harmlessly to the floor. Calavera.
Could I see where that came from this time?
Oh, yes, roll me perception, because whatever that was broke its stealth, and it is no longer stealthing. Calavera, please tell me if a 21 hits you.
Hey,
15.
Oh,
Okay.
did you hit me?
I may have, yes, with another arrow. If
Oh,
if a
no,
21
okay.
hits,
But I'm right next to her.
that's a
She
7.
should get advantage because my shield's in the way.
I get advantage because she's in
And
fairy
that's a
fire.
paladin only thing.
Oh, that's such a cool thing about Paladin. Defensive fighting style. Yeah. That
I
is
love defense paladin. So
10 piercing
That's what they call-
and 6 poison as another arrow buries into your hip.
have and Calavera just crumbles to the ground.
Ooh. Okay.
We were not planning on killing her.
That was not the plan. That is not, I promise you, that is not how this guy rolls. Rue,
I had
what
15
was
in
your perception roll? Okay. You see a huge, even bigger spider form atop one of the roofs, some 50 feet back, maybe 40. But this spider looks a little different. It's almost like it's like a spider centaur, and you see the glimmer of scale mail and a bow and arrow and a shock of white hair as this torso spider centaur thing. It's creepy, yeah. Is drawing with a longbow, and now they're shooting at the other fairy fired party member, and I rolled a pair of 5s. I'm guessing an 11 still doesn't hit you, Rue. I guess my dice
pointing at
only
yelling.
dislike Calavera. Sorry, Calavera. As an arrow shoots above you.
Not that hard to hit. You just haven't tried very often.
Yes, well, that's true. Yeah, so the large spiders jump down, and they are going to attempt to bite Al. That is a 13. Oh, man, that's not good enough. No crunchy crunch. For Julie, how does a 22 do with biting as a giant spider drops down upon you?
She vehemently tells you that sucks, but it does in fact hit.
Okay. Yeah. How long does shield last? Is it just that round? Just that turn?
It is until my turn, so
Okay.
I've already had my turn since then.
Okay. How's about you take 6 piercing damage from those little double fang mandible things that are so gnarly, and then how about a con save for poison?
13 on the die. My
That's good.
con is
You're good.
Well, sweet.
Yep. So you take
would've been a 15.
three poison, and you are not poisoned or anything, but you do feel that burning, granular, familiar burn of spider poison venom coursing into you. Okay, so that was for Gilly. Gears, the remaining one on the right side, jumps down. How does a 20... What's 9 and 5? 14, 25, 24 do against AC?
It's a hit.
Oh, finally. So, yes, your brand new plate mail, it found a crack. Somehow a fang got through. And you're going to take 10 piercing, and you need to make a con save.
10 piercing, which gets reduced to 7. And a con save, which I'm proficient with. Isn't that lovely? That's a nat 20 for 27.
Okay, so you take 6 poisoning. 6 poison damage, excuse me.
Also resistant to poison,
So make that 3. Yeah, nice. Well done. Okay, so 3 poison and 7 piercing is what that ended up with because of your special awesomeness thing.
Yes.
So for Geely, Al, and Gears have these big, hairy, clicky-clacky, pokey fang, venom-dripping spiders atop you. And we are now to Calavera. You can do something now. How about a death save?
I was going to suggest that. It's funny.
And
That is a single failure.
a single failure. Okay, let's keep track of that.
Oh, I will.
Okay, so Calavera lays there quietly during her turn. Al is going to check his equipment list. Nothing. Umber Hulk eye. What the hell? Grendel
Yeah, he did
Rootbicker.
have one of those.
Man, dude, you carry around some weird shit. Wizards, I'll tell you. Okay, he is going to do a thing, and I think it's going to be
Fireball.
Ray of Frost. And he's going to Ray of Frost one of the giant spiders. He just saw Fragile get hit pretty good. Oh, he's got one on him. In which case, he's going to Ray of Frost. I guess he could Ray of Frost his own spider, couldn't he?
Sure.
All right, he's going to do that. And that is not enough to hit AC, so that ends Al's turn. Back to the top of the order. Gears, you are up. We've got 3 spiders in the party, one on you, one on Fragile, one on Al. Calavera is down.
And you would see Ronvin pointing and yelling at that
Right.
arrow centaur spider thing.
Right. Well, got a spider, got a big axe. You don't have to ask me twice what's going to happen here. All right, so I'm going to attack the one that's on me with.
See what you did there.
My great axe. Yes, I know. I'm terrible with the puns. Dirty 21.
That'll hit.
Okay, I need my d12s. Where are they? There we go. Okay, that is 10, 15 damage for the first hit.
Yeah, okay, so you open up a big tear in this thing and maybe snap off one of the legs as black sticky ichor begins to flow down over you from the inside of this nasty thing.
Oh, that's delicious.
Yeah, keep your mouth closed.
Second attack is a 26 to hit.
Yeah, that should do it.
In my wheelhouse. Where is my other d12? Oh, no. There it is. Ooh, that's much better. I like that. So that's 26 damage.
Holy cow. So what does it look like when you erase the remaining spider that was on the right side of the group?
Yeah. Uncharacteristically growling or screaming at these things, Gears has just taken a big wind up with the Minotaur great axe that they picked up and swings it in a big arc and just splucks the arachnid right across its body, leaving it a big gelatinous mess.
Yeah.
And turns to face the next nearest spider, keeping a half eye on the centaur spider. Trider.
Very well. Okay. After Gears comes Fragile. Fragile, you are in melee with a giant spider. Probably out of the corner of your eye, you saw Gears take his down.
And Calavera, is she within 5 feet of me?
You
Is
could.
there any way without losing contact with the spider?
I'd say so. Let's go ahead and say yeah. You all were just kind of walking together.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep my shield kind of in front of me, so I'm sort of defending myself, I guess. I am going to reach down, and I'm going to reach back and touch Calavera. And what's going to look like kind of glowing grayish, blackish mist is going to enter her where I touch her, and you're going to see her wounds start to stitch themselves back up a little bit, enough that she now has 5 hit points.
Okay. Yeah, so Calavera, you're hurting and burning from poison, and you feel this warmth, and you see Fragile leaned over you as your eyes flicker
And
open.
I'm going to be like, hey, I can only do that once, so get yourself healed up. And she's going to turn back to her spider because that's all she can do.
Very well. Excellent. Okay. Rue, it is your turn. You are restrained. You have webbing. You're having a great day.
Yeah.
Everything is fine.
So let me ask you this, Scott. Based on the way that the webbing is lying across me, do I feel like if I were to suddenly become drastically smaller, that the webbing would fall off of me and I would be free of it?
You would have upon you very lax and loose webbing because it's very sticky. So you would no longer be wrapped tight, but it would still be attached to you. So you would no longer be restrained, but you'd have webbing. Does that make sense?
So I wouldn't be restrained.
Right, but you would still have webbing wrapped around you. It would still be stuck to you, but it wouldn't be as restrictive because you're not. Your mass is smaller, and you're not holding it like a rubber band.
So
tight.
mechanically, what? I would
Mechanically, you would be free to move. You would not be restrained. That's how I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Picture like a rubber band, like triple wrapped around something, so it's tight, and then the thing just got a whole lot smaller. The rubber band is still around it. Imagine if that rubber band was also sticky.
Mm-hmm.
It would still be around it, touching it, but it would no longer be holding it elastically because the size is so much smaller. Does that make sense?
So
you still have webbing on you, but not to the point where you are restrained.
Okay. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my changeling ability to shrink down to zombie moon size. And that does take an action.
Sure.
Then I'm going to run free of the webbing towards the closest spider, drawing my swords.
Fragile and Al are engaged. I would say with a bonus action, you could. Do you have an attack for a bonus action? Or is it only when you use an action attack?
Only my offhand attack if I take the attack action.
Okay. I would say you could spend a bonus action. Man, everything costs an action to get free of it. You know what I'm saying?
I am spending an action to get free of it.
What's that?
I am spending an action to get free of it.
Well, you're not free of it. You're just not restrained. It doesn't drop off you like a limp shoelace. It is very adhesive. It's just, now that you're smaller, it is no longer stretched tight around you, therefore restraining you. Does that make sense? Like if you were to go back to your regular size?
You said I could move after
You can move. But you said, at least I heard you say, I just get it off of me. And you can't. It's stuck to you. Still has to be cut in some way. Like it's not tight, but it's on you.
So I can move in place, but I can't.
You can move. What you cannot do is it just falls off of you, which is what I understood you to say. That's what I thought you said. Like, I just get out of it, is what I thought you said.
But you had a spiderweb cloak with a tail.
It's stuck to you. It's sticky.
Oh yeah, you can move. You just look like a cheap Halloween prop.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not kinetically binding you. It is stuck to you like glue. Does that make sense? It's hanging more limply now because you're smaller.
Okay, that's fine.
Right? That's why I try to give you that rubber band analogy to.
Sure.
Yeah, if you have a rubber band around a can and it's a very sticky rubber band, and then the can turns into a pill bottle, you still have a rubber band stuck to it. It's just not tight.
Sure.
So, but you can move freely.
Okay, then we'll do that.
All right, so you can go to Fragile and or Al. You can go anywhere you want.
Yeah, I guess I'll go join them.
Okay. Ronvin, you're up. You're there with Calavera, who is prone, coming to as you just saw Fragile lean down and administer some sort of magical healing.
So, how far was that centaur thingy away?
About 40 feet to your back.
Okay. So basically, what is behind me? The road?
Yeah. Buildings on both sides. It's up on one of the buildings.
Okay. It's because she would like to go in the direction of where that thing is and move like about 10 feet so that thing is within 30 feet of her.
Okay.
and then she wants to cast Tasha's Caustic Brew.
Okay.
Right, let me cast that. Okay, and they have to make a Dex save.
Okay. I have a 17.
Oh, shut up!
I
Boo!
will not.
Boo! Okay, it's like so. It's basically, you know, she's somewhere from like a spigot. You know, she was shooting acid, a stream of acid. You know, 5 feet
Yeah.
wide in 30 feet.
Yeah,
Sadly, I guess she
it
missed.
sees the globby acid and just kind of scuttles aside. It's a very dexterous creature.
Piece of crap.
And also a piece of crap. Okay.
Robin is stomping her feet. It's like, oh, for
Nice.
Ah!
Anything else, Ronvin?
Probably move back to Calavera.
Okay. Cool. Let's see. You are still fairy fired. Arrow coming at you. That's a 9. 9 and 6 is 15. I think that's too low, isn't it?
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 18.
18. All right. Rue is still fairy fired. That is a 23.
Yes.
Okay, so an arrow into your shoulder. 7 piercing plus 5 poison. Because again, you feel that horrible feeling of burning, almost like little shards of glass digging into your flesh from the poison of the arrow.
Hack that with my uncanny dodge.
Yep, nice. Who's Mother Fairy Fire? I think Calavera is, right? She's up?
Yes, but if you're using a ranged attack on me, I am prone.
You are, so I'm going to have to attack at disadvantage. So regular
So
roll,
this would
correct?
balance out.
Right, be
Yeah.
a regular roll. I rolled a 1 and a 6, so I'm going to go out on a limb and say that even the 12 misses. So we don't have a problem.
12 meets beats.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable with that because I rolled them all at the same time. Let's just take the 1. I've beat on you enough. Yeah, let's not do that. You've been the unlucky pincushion arrow attractor tonight. So okay.
I took 2 hits.
Al is going to get bit by a giant spider. Oh yeah, big time. Crunchity crunch goes the mage. That's D8. Oh, 11. So this thing sinks 2 fangs into everyone's favorite divination wizard, and then he has to make a con save. 5 and 4 is 9. He has a +4 con. What the hell is that? And then I'm going to burn one of your +2s to have him make his save, if that's all right. So he saves and takes half of 2d8, which is 7. 3 more. Yeah, okay. For Geely, you have the other one on you. And I'm guessing that a 3 plus whatever is far, far insufficient, so it misses. So those little fangy mandibles try to hook into you. We are back to Al. Al is going to try and Ray of Frost the one that's on him. Good Lord. And nothing, it just kind of goes back to the top gears.
All right. I'll go after the one that's on Al.
Yeah, your wizard's getting crunched on.
Big swing. 16.
That'll hit.
All right.
Is this the big old Minotaur axe?
This is the big old Minotaur axe. So that's double 9s for 18 plus 5, I think it was. Yes, 18 and 5 is 23 damage.
Pretty rough. Took a big chunk out, man.
Okay.
Icker starts to run all over Al and splash on you.
Second attack.
Your nice clean plate mail.
Plus- Yeah, well, that's what it's for. 22.
That'll hit.
And a big 19 damage.
That'll end it. What does this one look like when you...
Just another big swing straight down, this time cleaving it in half.
Yeah. And Al's just like, ah, as a, ichor and stuff. Black, sticky insect goo. And it falls, legs curled. Anything else, Gears?
I will. Gears will move over to where Calavera is to give her cover and protect her.
From the firing arrow guy in the back?
Yes.
Okay.
So basically trying to establish kind of a
Calavera,
line
how
of vision.
big are you? What's your height? Gears, you're
pretty like average height, probably like 5'3". It's 5'3" average height.
something like that, 5'4", 5'5", 5'3".
5'5", yeah.
Gears,
Like
you're
that.
well over 6 feet, aren't you?
6'5", 350 plus armor.
Okay. I'm going to say that's going to provide Calavera with half cover from the archer.
Okay.
How does that sound? Does that seem fair to you? So that makes
Sure.
it between her being prone and your bigness, that's regular, no advantage, -2 or +2 to her AC, if it tries to attack her again.
Fair.
Okay. Fragile, you are up.
All right, so I've got the one on me, correct?
Yes, unharmed.
All right, well, we're hoping to fix that. I'm going to green flame blade this thing.
You got it.
And before I do that, I think I'm going to put my hex on it. So let me see here. Oh no, that's the wrong character. Ooh. Mysteries in the Dalelands. How the hell did I do that? My apologies. I usually got my crap up and ready.
Get your crap up and ready.
So, Yup. So, my green flame blade, I'm attacking with, and then before that, I hexed them. And so, my hex means I crit, I believe, on a. I get a +3 bonus to damage rolls, and I scored a critical hit on a 19 or a 20.
Nice. Don't forget you have
So-
+2s if you need to flip it to a 19. If you're that close.
Well, that would be on the roll.
I know.
Oh, and I naturally critted anyways. Oh, good night.
Nice.
That's 2 crits.
Nice.
All right, so that's max damage. Yeah, but I forgot to activate my tattoo, I just realized, so it's not going to be as nice. All right. So you're going to take 16 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Definitely open up a
6
hole.
points
This is
of
rapier, right?
yes.
Yeah.
14 points of fire damage.
So 16 and 14?
Yes.
That's
And
nice.
13 points of radiant damage.
Yeah, describe for me what it looks like with a single attack that you take down this giant spider. So you're just running right up there with gears. Stabby,
Yeah,
stabby.
I'm just gonna come back up with my shield and just knock it back, and then right through one of its bulbous eyes. You're gonna see my sword. You're gonna actually see the flame kind of show up from inside.
Nice. That is cool. Yeah, if it had a skull, right? That whole chitinous head thing kind of glows from your green flame blade, and it drops and its legs curl beneath it. And all is quiet amongst you. Anything else you'd like to do?
There's somebody that was shooting arrows at us, right?
Correct.
Yep, that big old centaur spider thingy. Is about what was it, 40 feet away from where Calavera, Ronvin, and Gears are.
So Fragili's got 120-foot dark vision. Do I see it anywhere?
Yeah, you see it on a rooftop with a bow. It has come out of its stealth and is standing there taking shots at your party members. And it's this huge, much larger spider than what you were just battling. But it has a torso. With your dark vision, you can make out it definitely looks like a kind of a scale-mailed torso of a male drow with a big shock of long white hair. It has a long sword at its side, and it's currently wielding a longbow with a quiver on its back. And it's mammoth. So instead of a head, it's got the torso of a drow, but it's on the giant, huge body of a giant spider.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep rolling in initiative order because
Okay. Very good. Rue, you're up.
we gotta take that thing down. Otherwise, poor Calavera is gonna have to walk back without our protection.
So this thing's 40 feet away from us.
Yep.
I mean, do I see a way to get to it?
Run, jump, climb.
But you said it's up. I'm just asking.
It's on top of a building, straight line 40 feet back.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm gonna try to run at it and get to it.
You got
I
it.
have 30 feet of movement plus I can cunning action dash.
Okay. So you're basically double moving. Is that the cunning action spends an action to double move?
A bonus action.
A bonus. Oh, so you still have an attack action if you can get there. Okay, great. So you're basically triple moving, right? Move plus dash, because isn't dash double move?
No, dash is your movement speed again. So I'm moving 60 feet.
Okay, so you're moving 60 feet. Yeah, so you could roll me in acrobatics if you intend to climb.
It's 15.
Why did I have dash was a double move? Okay, yeah, so these buildings are stone or wood frame. They're falling apart. They're plenty of handholds. Your only concern as you start to amble up this thing is like, what's going to be up top here when I get there, and is this going to collapse? Or, it's just not a pleasant feeling, because right now, as you're climbing the face of this building, you can't see, and it saw you run in its direction. And so your head pops up, and you see maybe 8 to 10 feet from you an absolutely enormous spider with the upper body, like from the waist up, of a drow where the spider's head should be. And it just looks down at you and gives you this just horrible smirk.
I'm going to toss my torch down, draw my swords, and try to chop at it.
So you've spent movement and bonus action. Okay, so you have your attack action left. Have at thee.
Okay. That's going to be a 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
So that is...
That was very cinematic.
Terrible. 16 points of damage.
And this is slashing, right?
Yeah.
You're short swording, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then with my offhand, I don't think that's going to hit. That's only a 9.
Correct. Okay. Is that it?
Yeah. I think that's it.
Awesome. Okay. Ronvin, you were up. You just saw Rue run up there and try to engage with this spider centaur.
Right. Since the acid didn't work, she's gonna fall back onto her old friend, and she's gonna use her lightning launcher,
Yeah.
which has a 90 feet range. So
Nice. That's a sweet weapon.
That's an 8.
That is a miss. Warp, warp, warp.
It's like I got a +6, but I've rolled a 2.
Ouch, that sucks. Anything else you'd like to do?
Nope, I don't have any. Actually, I can make 2 attacks, right? Attacks for action 2?
Well, you have one action. Do you get 2 attacks per round?
Yeah, it says attacks per actions 2.
Yeah.
Right. Come on. Right. That's a 14.
14 does not hit.
What if I add a +2?
No, not quite. Sorry.
Yeah.
But
All right,
I will
well-
not allow you to burn the +2 needlessly.
Well, at least everybody, saw the lightning shoot.
It looked cool.
It looked cool. Everybody saw the
Yeah, like
the
Rue,
yucky
your hair
drider.
is like woo, back down.
Red,
It's
red
this
hair
lightning-
everywhere.
This lightning crackles all around, illuminating the gnome zombie as it battles this drider. Very diminutive against the large hulking mass of the drider. Okay, speaking of driders, here's what's going to happen. It is going to cast a spell on you, Rue. Actually, a spell upon your sword.
It's not nice.
It's not particularly helpful.
Foresee heat metal.
So all you know, Rue, actually, is it becomes incredibly dark around you. Like you're like standing there, and then it's freaking pitch black right now. And then you hear the clickety clackety of movement. And that's what you got. Anyone looking in that direction will see Rue vanish, like invisible, and there's this darkness up there on top of the roof. And then you see from the darkness the drider jump down. It climbs down, and it moves. It can climb 30 and move 30, so it's about 10 feet from the party as it advances.
How does whatever it casts,
Okay.
how does that interact with fairy fire?
What's that?
How does that interact with fairy fire?
The fairy fire dispels. The spell that created the light is dispelled if it is second level or lower.
All right. What do I can see through
So
the darkness. So do I see anything coming up behind Rue?
tell me how that works.
Devil sight.
My devil's sight, I can see normally in magical and non-magical
Okay.
darkness.
Yeah, you just saw Rue. You see Rue standing there going, what? And there's nothing coming up behind him. It's literally jumped down and climbed down off the building and is about 30 feet out from the party
All right.
in the roadway.
So my turn, I'll holler that up to Rue.
That's a free action, so you're able to do that, no problemo.
All right. So I'm telling Rue it came down back towards us.
Perfect. Calavera. About 30 feet back up the broken roadway is this big honking spider dude with a long sword on his belt and a drawn longbow.
And does that seem to be the only one?
That's all you see.
I pout. Is the direction that I got shot from multiple times?
That's the dude. Yeah. You're pretty confident that's him.
Okay. Has he taken damage yet? Can I see?
He has a sword slice upon his frontal thorax that is leaking ichor of the black, sticky, thick variety.
Okay. How about this? So half movement is stand up, and Calavera is shaky. She's doing pretty bad. And she's gonna turn to look at this guy, and instead of casting a spell as she usually does, she had tried to give back the items and everyone refused. And she had taken the circlet and put it back on. And the circlet, there's like a gleam of light that comes around and then focuses in the center and shoots off. And she's going to expend a charge to cast Guiding Bolt on this guy.
Nice.
So I roll to hit. Oh, I've got to hit. 18 plus 24 to hit.
Yeah, oh yeah.
All right, so that is going to be. I gotta gather some food. I have another d4, right? There I have. So that is going to be a total of 17 radiant damage.
Okay.
As this bolt of energy shoots out, it doesn't go straight for him. It looks like it kind of like she doesn't aim really well for him, but it just seems to turn just right to hit him, like square in the chest.
Nice.
Yeah, and
Cool.
as it hits and they take this damage, the light like dissipates over the skin and crackles over it, and the next attack made against this target will have advantage.
Nice.
How do you fucking like it?
Nice. Calavera with a little sass of her own.
My sass.
Nice. Okay. Anything else you'd like to do? That was pretty awesome.
Stand, half movement.
Yeah, you still have half
action.
movement and a bonus action.
I have a bonus action. No one's super hurt except me.
For
And
Julia
I'll
Cruz
take
would be
care of that
singing.
food. Oh, I'm just like that. Nope, I think I'm good.
Drinking potions are bonus actions.
People, and I'm going to heal in a bit. You
Okay.
know what I'm doing.
I just wanted to make sure.
Oh, no, of course.
didn't
And
know if
also
you
I have
recalled
bonus
our-
action.
our
And I have some
homebrew
bonus
rule.
action heals too. Like
Yep.
I know.
Okay. Cool. Al kind of grunts and cracks his knuckles. Gets in Ray of Frost mode, and he's going to try to blast this dude with his Ray of Frost.
Fireball.
Oh, that's right. You're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and Rue's not there right now, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, wow.
He
Okay.
would.
Yeah. So you see
Just
him
miss your friends.
going like this. He digs, around in his robes, and he's just standing there like cool and calm, and he pulls out something and he starts to roll it in a little ball.
Oh no!
Right?
Oh no! Oh, no.
And he looks over at Fragile,
No!
and he rolls a fireball down there. And I mean, just the whole Rue, you feel the heat when this thing immolates. He focused it right on the chest of this thing, and it's going to make a dexterity save. Thankfully for this dude, he makes good dex saves. That's a cocked die. Uh-oh. That's not really awesome. Well, what is your spell DC? Oh, he failed by 1. So let me get the squares out. 8 of them to be.
Oh, we love squares. Lots of squares.
Let me get the cubes, actually. 9. 32. As this dude just lights up like a Christmas tree. 32 fireball damage as an 8d6 fireball cast at 3rd level. I'm glad you said that. I forgot Al can do that. Thank you for saying that.
I
was
just
pretty
cheering
cool.
him on.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Because that's the first thing he would do.
Oh, yeah, you
Everybody
got
goes,
that right.
Fireball.
Yeah. Thankfully, he didn't try to do that with the spider that was on him. I feel like that wouldn't have been good.
It was a little,
A little close. Okay, Gears, you're up.
Yeah.
You have a flaming spider centaur guy about 30 feet from the group, give or take.
Okay. I'm going to use my my movement rather, to charge in the 30 feet,
Yep.
which I should cover, and I'm going to take a couple of big ass swings. And I think the first attack has advantage. Or no, that got burned with the fireball.
That's not an attack. Fireball is not attack. That's a spell. Does that count as an attack? What do you think, DMs?
You didn't roll it.
I got a room full of DMs. I don't think that's an attack.
It has to be an attack roll made against the target.
Okay, yeah, no, then you got your advantage.
That's what the spell says.
Oh yeah, it was a dex save. Yeah.
No, I know it's not an attack roll. I just didn't know if it counted as an attack. So go ahead.
I mean, you can if you want.
No, that's a cast. Nope. Go ahead. You can roll with advantage, sir.
Well, I'm glad I did, because I got a 1 and a 17 on the die. Plus
that worked out.
Is 25 to hit.
25 hits.
And that's nice. That's a 9. That's a 12. So that's 21 plus 5 is 26 damage. And then the second attack is a straight 18 to hit.
18 does not hit.
Oh.
Clank.
And that will... How badly off does this guy look?
Pretty rough.
Pretty rough. All right.
He's still up.
This is annoying. I am going to reach up, grab the metal disc on my chest, give it a quick crank, and I'm going to use Action Surge to get an additional action on my turn. So I will have 2 more attacks. That is a 23 to hit.
That hits.
And that's 13 plus 5 is 18 damage. And the second attack is 26.
That hits.
And 23 damage.
All right. Tell me what it looks like.
Oh, that's fun. So Gears just turns into a whirlwind of flashing axe blade, and just one after another. I should use my battle master. I could have done more damage. Picking this thing apart, limb from limb, and the last attack just cleaves into the torso through the shoulder bone, across the rib cage, and out the other side as the 2 halves of the upper torso just sort of slide off each other sloppily in a messy spurt of gore.
Yeah. The longsword clatters to the ground. The bow clatters to the ground, and the beast is felled. There's a 1 in 3 chance that it was going to try to leave on its turn, and it did roll the 1 in 3, so it was fixing to leave, or at least try to. I don't think it would have survived even had you not killed it, because I still had Fragile Rue Ronvin before it could have taken its turn. So well done.
Well, I would have had a reaction as well. So unless it had a teleportation,
it would have disengaged.
No.
Yeah.
There you go. No reaction. Very
okay.
Smart.
All grows quiet. The smell of burnt spider. Al's just standing in the road like, and he runs to Calaver. Are you okay?
Who else is hurt? Who else is hurt?
I got bit. He says, but I'm okay. I mean, I'm not too bad a shape.
Is anyone else? The bite, the paralysis. Is anybody? Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, if
So,
anyone.
so Runrin wants to clap Calavera on the shoulder and just say, just take a second and go pat, 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 and give her 5 more
Stop! Don't.
HP. Too late.
Too late.
Maybe your head won't hurt as much now.
Macy,
Oliver just
Macy,
levels a
Brad,
look at her, reaches into like one of her, into like to her side, and pulls up an entire healer's kit. I can handle myself.
Yeah,
But
I
the
wanted to
rest
help.
of you will have to handle things without me. This is why I give you healing potions. And also this, and she reaches in her bag, and she is going to hand Robin an antitoxin.
That
Probably
is
a
always
nice thing to have in the darkness,
Yes, that is a nice thing to have.
Someone
where poisonous things live.
Now, is anybody else hurt?
No, Fragilia's just got some dried blood on her. Looks like her wounds have healed themselves.
Lots of sticky webs that she's trying to pull off and save.
I'm picturing Rue up on the roof in the dark, cursing, trying to get the webbing off of him.
Yours isn't hurt. Did Rue get hit at all?
Yours got hit, they just don't show it. Doesn't show up much.
Are you all right with just staying here for like 10 minutes or so I can heal us up?
Yeah, I want to go check out the drow anyways.
Right. Just stay within like 30-ish feet or so.
Here's we'll go over to Rue and help him, free him from the goop.
Bring him down. I'm going to cast a...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm going to cast a Prayer of Healing.
Ooh, nice.
Nice. Rue is on the roof.
Oh.
Rue is for roof.
15. Everyone takes 18 points of healing.
Nice.
That's a great spell.
Like I said, I have it handled.
Gotta be conscious to do it though.
I give you potions and stuff.
Time we just pour it down your throat.
Yeah.
Okay, so Calavera is healing the group. I think Fragile, you said you're going to go and inspect the Drider.
No, the drow.
That's the drow.
That's the there's no drow.
I thought there was a drow.
No, it's a
just the
Drider.
It's a droid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a giant dead. I mean, this thing is horrible looking. It's got like form-fitting scale mail on the upper drow body. That's, instead of the spider's head, there's basically a waist-up torso of a drow male, and it's covered in scale mail, and it's very much deceased. Its hair's been burned. It's blistering and bubbled and cracked. It's been mutilated by a really big axe.
Cool. It probably got nice arrows.
Yeah. Fragile just wants to cut off a lock of its hair.
Okay. You could do that.
Any
just
other
go-
shiny?
No, this thing had the long sword and the longbow and the arrows, and that's it.
No indication of where it's from or intention of any kind.
Nope. Just based on what you've, gleaned from being down here, it was probably hunting. And it picked on the wrong breakfast.
Well, I don't know. It did a good number on us.
It did, but it still... It was going to bail out, but you finished it. Which is probably good, because I don't know that you'd want to send your somewhat squishy cleric friend back alone in the dark with a
Somewhat
pissed off, somewhat squishy, with a pissed off
I'm
driver.
not entirely sure that we want to send her back in the dark now anyway.
No, stop. I've been the squishiest one in the party. I still have under 30 HP.
Yeah. It means you have to survive getting back to Deep Delver's Enclave.
Yeah, there's
And
not a
hopefully I'll
chance
probably
you
do
will
better.
be able to walk back there by yourself at this point.
No, I'm going to be fine.
Yes, you are.
So, what would you like to do? We're gonna wrap here, but I just want to see what y'all are gonna do with Calavera.
Honestly, at this point, Gears would probably insist on escorting Calavera back to Deep Delver's Enclave.
No. Look, it's already been.
It's a couple hours out.
Look,
Walk, carry.
no, I managed to wander around fine without the rest of you guys. I'm smaller and less obvious to see. I know the way to get back. I can see in the dark. I won't have a light to show where I am. I'll be fine. Honest.
Oh, and you're no longer glowing.
It's good.
I love
Look,
fairy
the
fire.
walk back is going to happen off screen. The DM won't kill me off. It's okay. There's no rule.
I won't. Yeah. I'm not gonna do
Honestly,
that.
I'm going to be fine.
You will be
But
fine
you-
because you will have 5 of us escorting you.
No,
That's what you get for having a found family.
I've known. How long have we known each other, DM? How long has it
Probably-
been total?
2 months, maybe.
Probably at a maximum 8 weeks. Yeah, a maximum. I don't even know if it's been maybe 6 weeks.
Man,
Yeah.
I got army buddies that
I
you
can
need to know for more than a couple weeks.
Yeah, I can go back and calculate, but it hasn't been a super long time. But you've experienced quite a lot together in a very short amount of time.
Yep.
Look, I'm going to be fine. You need to go home.
We'll go home.
Because here's the thing. I came down here with all of you to make sure that you made it back and didn't get hurt along the way. And obviously it worked.
Well, the only one who fell flat on her face was not.
Exactly.
Was just you.
If
Great.
I did not take the hits, then you would have.
You make no sense.
And besides, at this point, if you take me back and then come back down this way, you're not going to have ways to heal each other, are you?
Yes.
Because two of you have already started to use your fancy healing fingers already.
I also can cast cure wounds.
How many
Fancy
times?
Healing fingers. That's awesome.
Well, let me see. Let me remember how many spell slots I got.
Yeah, she's gotten me there. I can only do it once.
I can do the hands and I can cast 4 cure wounds.
And you're only going to cast cure wounds on the walk down. I will be fine. You will need to go.
Need and want are 2 different things. We don't need to go. And we don't want to leave you in the dark. Let us take you back to Deep Delver's Enclave. We can leave on the morrow.
You know, he's very stubborn. They are very stubborn.
I don't have invisibility. I don't have.
Look, we don't. What do you mean tomorrow? We walked what 2 hours to get here. We can walk 2 hours back and 2 hours back again.
Yeah, it'll be like lunchtime by the time you get Calavera
Yeah.
back to DDE.
Let's get some exercise in.
No.
And you can get back by supper time.
Yep.
Here's pick her up.
No. Let's just walk that way. If she wants to stay here by herself, you might as well go with us because we're going.
I'm not a child. I don't need you to walk me back holding my hand.
I don't want to hold your hand.
Good.
Walk now.
Gears just picks up the barrel again, loads up the crossbows, and starts walking back to Deep Delver's Enclave.
All right,
Have a good
come
one.
on, Drew.
Wait, I'm here.
Get your torch. Let's go.
Calavera will find somewhere to sit down and wait. I'm more stubborn than they are.
Well, we'll see you for breakfast then.
I'm
That's
going to
fine.
sit down with her because I ain't walking all the way back if she's just going to sit here. That's just dumb.
I have rations. I can stay here.
And thus came to the end the Iron Phoenix Company. Skeletons in the darkness.
Yes,
of
the-
Legends say that they're still sitting there to this day.
That's right. The curtain draws on another emotional episode of Mysteries in the Dalelands. All right, so you
We're
took
all, just
down
badgering each other.
a Drider hunting party. Nicely done. Nicely done. All right. Well, with any luck, we will be back next week. And we'll be sitting here in the dark
Playing Yahtzee.
playing
I have dark vision. Do you have dark vision?
playing chicken.
Look at that. We both have dark vision. It's not that dark.
No, not with dark vision. And then you got this devil sight thing.
Well, it looks like you got to come back next week then.
Is that what we're going to do?
No, it is
Oh my
not.
God. Oh my God. You're holding me hostage.
No, you're not. We're
Just
not doing
messing
that.
with you.
Okay, well, let's wrap this thing up and let's give Calavera lots of hugs and love. And why don't you outro first, there, Paige?
Hi, I'm Paige. I have been playing Calavera, the Fire Ganassi Grave Cleric for all of you. Not saying that this is the last that you'll ever see my face. Talk with Scott should things happen one way or the other. I wouldn't be against showing up again every so often. I don't know. Looks like you guys got to make it back here.
How good are you at playing like evil NPCs?
I DM. What do you think?
Roger that.
Oh, we're gonna have a Calavera villain arc because I can work with that like really well. You can find me at KeyLimeCutieBie on Twitter. I don't really do much on there. Just kind of blog stuff I think is neat, different podcasts and tabletop stuff. And yeah, I don't really have much else besides that. It's been really cool coming here every week, and I've loved playing with these guys because they have really cool ideas and really fun characters, and I'm gonna miss this a lot.
We will miss you too.
Don't die without. I mean, I can't tell you not to die without me, but like, try not to.
They'll wait till you come back to die. So we
Like,
can all die together.
Use the healing potions, please.
Wow.
No,
Rests.
they'll just carry them around in honor of you. Never use them.
I understand. Thank you. Won't take my other magic items.
That's right. All right. Alrighty. Ronvin.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Vivi or Vivacia. I play Runvin, the artificer, and baby Azamar, who is completely confused and all over the place right now. You can find me on Twitch as Vivacia. I gotta do something there. On the Twitter as Miss Vivacia. Mondays I'm here with these lovely people. On Wednesdays at 9:30 we're on Mr. Hooper's channel where we play an ultra modern 5e campaign, which is like post-apocalyptic, kind of Shadowrunny. And on Saturdays we have just started playing Emberwind again, which is now our second season, where I play Verity, an investigator, noble, spacey kind of person. I totally have not adopted an animal that I think is a cat, but it's totally not a cat.
It's probably adopted you.
It's like it might be a fox, it might be a wolf, it might be nothing, and it does things that she thinks is completely normal, because that's what cats do. Totally not.
Totally cool.
And that's about everything I do for streaming.
Awesome. Great. Gears, what's up?
Unmute. There we go. Hi, I'm Dave. Hey Wilson on the internet, playing Gears, the Warforged fighter. I'm gonna miss our Calavera. She's been an instrumental part of this team, and I'm looking forward to the day that she comes back and life treats her a little less busily. I will share a very quick recall and remembrance of my characters when we first had a medical emergency at the beginning of this campaign. Gears was taken down in a single shot with a disastrously high damage critical hit. And who came to the rescue of this big battered Warforged, then Calavera with a bit of hands-on healing. And
I was so close to killing him.
It's
it was
literally my job. Please.
it was a bad thing. Well, no, we don't necessarily fall into the roles that we choose as classes. Let's just say we are free to do what we wish. Without which, my character's arc would have gone very differently. And so, I thank you, Paige, for being with us. I look forward to your return. Yes, we're being stubborn about leaving you adequately equipped here on Mystara, but I think that if nothing else, this encounter has proven that we, despite your confidence, we need to keep our Grave Domain cleric alive back at Deep Delvers Enclave. And yes, we may all well be skeletons sitting there playing Yahtzee and looking at each other to see who's going to blink first. Keep in mind, you're playing against a Warforged, and they don't blink, so it's not going to go well.
There you go.
Anyway, thank you for the indulgence. Thank you for being with us. I really appreciate it.
You got it, Dave. Roo!
Hey y'all, I am Andrew, aka Fellowship of the Tables, here on Twitch. On Twitter, I'm Fellowship OTT. And I think my favorite moments with Calavera are when she goes from healer to freaking badass damage dealer. Her eyes just like glaze over and she's like, yeah, I just like reduced them to sludge. No biggie. Totally awesome.
Total chill.
Yeah.
Don't even get a spike in blood pressure.
I will miss both Paige and Calavera.
Nice. Absolutely. And last but certainly not least, our sort of our big sister Celestial putting her arm around Ronvin tonight. Very nice. Fragile.
I am Fragile Jamcasi. I am Buckethead Clunk on my social media, but I don't do a whole hell of a lot on the social media. I PM a live homebrew game, which is a lot of fun for me. I took my group to the world of Mid-Chemia, if anybody is a Raymond Feist fan, and I love it because the whole group, who seems to know everything, knows nothing about this world, so I'm really enjoying putting them somewhere that I love that they've never been before.
That's right.
Sadly, I can't share that with you online. And going along with Gears, my Calavera favorite moment is still the death glare at Rue just a couple weeks ago. So,
Little stink eye.
the glare, yeah, the best stink eye ever.
Hey, don't piss off
Kind
the
of got
fire
him a little
genasi.
frazzled.
Yeah.
If anyone missed it, it's probably still available on Wiley's channel.
Oh yeah. Probably. If not there, it's on my YouTube channel. So. All right. Very good. Well, Calavera, Paige, I will miss DMing you and having you at the table. A lot of great roleplay moments. So, you and I can keep Calavera alive offline with some stuff. So
I would love that.
think
Thank you
that
for
would be cool.
DMing for me. This has
Yep.
been a lot of fun.
I hope so. All right. Well, I'd like to raid into another game, 20 Sides to Every Story. So thanks to everybody for hanging out. I did get the schedule out there. Thanks everyone for watching and hanging out. The bits from Sorrow's Tale. Got a host tonight from Valdriant. So thank you all very much, and we will see you Wednesday night with Dragon of Icespire Peak. Take care. Woo!